Hey everybody, today's question. My dad's fourth wife has not presented his will and he passed 2 years ago. How do I get a copy of it? Answers to this in just a moment. Before we get to it, I'd like you to imagine a friend struggling through a what-if scenario that creeps into their lives. But they happen to be prepared because you shared this video. We would appreciate it, and so will your friend. I'm Valerie Zammitti, an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, helping families for 17 years now. We're here to educate everyone for free. So please ask us your questions, and we're going to do our best to get back to you so that we can protect folks before something occurs in their life. The answer to this question. First off, I want to get rid of the misnomer thought that folks think that your will gets presented like on TV. You don't just, get into a conference room and say, this is the will, and have a showing and viewing of the will. That's not quite how it works. Sometimes, and maybe in this circumstance, even if it's a fourth marriage, the will is irrelevant. Now, there are questions to ask to see whether or not a will is irrelevant. But how would a last will and testament be irrelevant? First, a will is irrelevant if the decedent, your dad in this case, owned nothing in his individual name, or that didn't lack a beneficiary. For instance, if all of his bank accounts were joint with his wife, if he had a retirement that designated the beneficiary as his wife or other parties, if he had life insurance with a beneficiary, all of those assets, if his home was jointly held, all of those assets pass outside of the probate process by operation of law, and the will is unnecessary. If all of the assets were held in a trust with particular beneficiaries and distribution patterns, also avoids the probate process and the last will and testament. The key will be, were you supposed to be the recipient of any assets that he either owned individually, where you were designated as beneficiary, or under a trust? Once you have those answers, you'll know whether or not the will was a document you need to see. Hope this information is helpful to you or a friend, and we would appreciate it that you didn't forget to share this. And of course, take care.